Hi, boys and girls. I'm here with the next part of our story to find out what else happens to the Israelites as they are traveling through the desert. I want you to think about rules for a minute. Why do we have rules? Why does your mom say, don't throw the ball in the house? Or why does, I don't know, you come to school and we say, don't run in the hallways? Why do we have rules? Well, it's to keep us safe, right? Or to show love to other people, or to help our friends or help our family with different chores or different projects at the house. Well, in our story today, God gives the Israelites 10 rules. And these rules aren't to show the Israelites that God is mean or that he doesn't love them or that he wants them to work really, really hard. These are rules to ways that the Israelites and us today, how we can show love to God and to our friends and our family. So I want you to listen to these rules, to think about if these rules are really easy to keep or sometimes they're kind of hard to keep and it's not so fun. All right, are you ready? Here we go. The new devotion, the title of the story is called Holy Ground. Here is a mountain. Finally, the Israelites reached the Sinai mountain. This was the place where God had spoken to Moses from the burning bush. Remember when Moses was in the desert and God said, Moses, go back to Egypt and go tell that king to let my people go? This was the same area when Moses was there. The Lord said, tell the people they must wash their clothes. They must prepare themselves for service to God. Then I will come down on the mountain. So God is perfect and holy, and he wants the people to show love to him by not coming to God and being by God when they're not bathed and they have dirty, stinky clothes on and they have dirty feet. He wants them to show love by being dressed up and cleaning themselves so that way they can be in the presence of a holy and perfect God. The Lord warned Moses, do not let the people touch the mountain. This is a holy place where I will show my glory. 3 days later, the people heard a loud trumpet blast and thunder. They saw fire and lightning. A thick cloud covered the mountain. The people were frightened. They heard the voice of God speak to Moses. Moses had to go up on this mountain to go talk to God. And the people had to wait down at the bottom for Moses to return. And what they saw going on at the top of the mountain where their friend Moses was, it really scared them. They didn't know if Moses was okay or if he was going to come back down. God called Moses to the mountaintop. God said, I am the Lord your God. I brought you out of slavery in Egypt. Then God gave 10 rules to his people that night. He wanted to help his people live right, and he wrote them on stone tablets. So God himself used his finger to write these rules down on these stone tablets. A tablet is like you guys have tablets at your house with the electronic versions. Well, these are just like big pieces of rock that God cut out of the mountain and he wrote on there because they didn't have paper and notebooks and computers like we do. So Moses had to carry these down and share the rules with God's people. The first rule says, I am the only true God. Love and worship me. So we're not supposed to love money more or people more or our toys or our tablets or our devices or our game systems. We need to love God the most out of everything and anybody in our life. He says, do not worship or serve any other gods. There are lots of different churches and there are lots of different religions out there, but God says, I am the true God. Don't listen to those other voices and those other people. Follow just me. It says, do not curse or swear using God's name. We should not use bad words. We shouldn't use God's name unless we are using it to sing praises and prayers to him and to give him glory. We want to use his name as a very respectful name that we are using only out of love. The fourth one says, rest on the Sabbath day. Keep it holy. Our Sabbath day is our church day. So maybe you go to church on Sunday. Maybe you go to church on a different day of the week. But if you're setting that time aside to give God that praise and those prayers and to hear what he says to you in the Bible, you are setting aside your Sabbath time, which is what the fourth rule is. says, honor your father and mother. So when mom says, hey, can you go make your bed? Or hey, can you bring me your dirty dishes? We need to do it because that's showing love to God and it's showing love to our moms when they're asking us to do something. It says, do not kill people. This means don't hurt people either. So we're not going to just get mad and start hitting people or kicking people. That's not showing love to God. And those people are God's children. So we want to show love to them too. Husbands and wives, be faithful to each other. So you're going to show love to your husband and your wife, and you're going to trust them, and you're going to be a family with them. Do not steal. If you see something that somebody has and you really want it, you shouldn't go take it or put it in your pocket or take a turn when it wasn't your turn. It means show respect to them by obeying what is theirs. And you can ask to have a turn, but we're not going to take it. We're not going to hide it. Do not lie. So if your mom asks, hey, who left out the gallon of milk on the counter? Or, hey, who knocked over this glass of water? We're not going to make up a story and say, oh, I didn't do it. I don't know. It wasn't me. And we got to say, oh, I'm sorry. It was me. I did it, or I bumped it. It was an accident. It was my fault. We want to be honest and not lie. And then do not wish for things that belong to someone else. So that kind of goes with our stealing idea that if you see somebody has a really awesome game system, you're not going to sit there and keep looking at it and want to have it as your own. You're going to be happy they have it. Maybe you could ask for a turn, but we're going to celebrate that it's theirs and that's a gift that God gave them. And you can wait patiently and see if that comes to you as well. After this, God told Moses, I've written my rules. Now you can teach them to my people. So Moses took these stone tablets and he went down the mountain. He shared these words, these rules with the people so that they could understand how they can show love to each other by not stealing and not saying bad words and showing obedience to your parents when they're asking you to do something and setting time aside to learn about God with your Sabbath time. All right. I want you to think back to those rules. Do you think some of them are easy to keep? Are some of them hard to keep? Yeah, some of them are. Some of them might be easier than others. But you know what? When we break those rules, we have somebody who forgives us. And that's Jesus. When he died on the cross for us, that is when he took away all of the times that we have failed to keep these rules. Because Jesus wants us in heaven. And he knows that we can't keep all of these rules perfectly, but that he did, so that the gates of heaven can be opened wide for us to go to heaven with him someday. And that is a fabulous gift that we say thank you to Jesus for. All right. Thank you for your time today, guys. I will see you tomorrow for our next story.